Oh, good morning, everyone. It is currently Sunday, the 2nd of October, 8:55 a.m. I did the date first because I knew the time was about to change, and it changed just as I was saying the date. So I am very tired. I didn't go to sleep until just before 2 a.m. There was a lot of stuff going. Oh God, the dog came in and then she ran out because the door isn't open. I'm not leaving this door open because it's cold. So does she want to come in or not? Does she even know herself? Right, cutie? Okay. Whoa, I mean, can I have some of your energy, please? Can I? Hey? Here you go. No. Oh. You're not having anything. So, I woke up to go to the toilet about, I don't know what time it was. I think it was going up for 7. And, oh actually, the dog got on the bed, and do you know when you like half and half? I think I was waking up because why won't my brain work? I think I was waking up because I needed a wee. And my brain isn't working. It's because I'm on my other phone as well. And then the dog got on the bed. I was like, oh God. But then she went and laid like down the bottom, curled up in a ball near my feet. And I had to get up and have a wee. And I got back in bed, and like she left me enough room. And as soon as like I got back in bed and got comfortable, she got off my bed and she went and got on her blanket thing. She has like a cool pad to help keep her cool, don't you? Yes, I do. And why are you looking at me like that for? I don't have anything. No, I ain't got anything, look. What do you want? Well, I know what you want. So, I fell back to sleep because I thought, oh, she's not going to let me sleep. But I fell back to sleep. And then about between 20 past and 8:30, she got back on the bed. And she woke me up. Then we've had cuddles. And then she starts to play fight eventually. Sometimes she does it quickly, it depends how much quickly she needs a wee. And then we've come downstairs about 5-6 minutes ago. And I'm just going to get her a treat. You want a treat? Do you? I know you do, sweetheart. What are these ones? Oh, these are bigger. Oh. There you go. There's a dentist stick in the morning, but I do prefer to give it her after she's had a morning walk. But obviously it's Sunday. My dad isn't actually here, so, and when he does come back, he will not be in a hurry to give her a walk. In fact, it'll be a miracle if he gets back this morning. I don't know if I'm going out, when I'm going out, what I do want to go out, but obviously it's all dependent on if I can get off the street or not. And more importantly, if I can get back on the street, because I don't know, like, if I can get off the street, you know, can I get back? It depends on who's around, who knows. But normally I give her that after she's had a walk with my dad, but obviously seeing as he's not here, and even if he was here, he wouldn't be taking her out at this time on a Sunday. I did film a video last night, before I went, oh God, I'm so tired. I did film a video last night before I went to bed. And I just feel, I've not watched it, but I just feel I'm going to delete it because I think I just, you know, when you're tired, I just rambled and yeah. And actually at the end of the video, the dog actually did something very naughty. Very naughty. And she did it like seconds before I discovered what she did. And I was filming myself and I was like, I can't believe she's done this. And she'd gone up to bed, so I walked up to bed. I was like, I can't believe you've just done that. And then I went back and sorted what she'd done. So I don't think I'm going to put the video up. Not because of that, just because I think from what I can remember, I rambled on for about 40 minutes. And I don't want these videos to be 40 minutes long. I know there'll be some that are. Oh, no, you're not having nothing else. That's it now. That is it. 100% you're having nothing else. Okay? You're not. I mean, she would come back a million times and have whatever she could, but she's not having anything else. She's gonna sit on the doormat. I'm glad she's not harassing me. Well, dogging me. I think she might in a second because I'm going to get something to take my tablets with. So I think she's going to be back. And I don't want her to be back. No. I opened this last night to take, I don't know what I took. I'm hoping there's enough left to take what I need to take. These are so good. They're the strawberry shortcake, cheesecake, fibre one bars. I'm only getting them because they're on offer. Because they're $2.50 full price for 4. I bet people pay that. But if these are not on offer, the other ones are on offer. But these are the best ones, or my current favourites anyway. And I think there's going to be enough. You know what, I've not had a coffee. Oh, I don't want tea. I was going to say I've not had a coffee in about a week and a half. I've not had a cup of tea for like maybe a week. Might have a cup of tea. Because I know it'll get noisy by the kettle. Whilst it boils, I'll come sit down and have a quick chat. Do you know what? My hand is hurting. Do you know like the back of my hand? Near, close to where my wrist is. Oh God, you probably saw how horrific it looked. I mean, there. That there. I mean, this hand's hurting as well. I mean, I don't know what I've been doing. When I was just stood taking my tablets, I remembered something that I talked about last night. Because obviously, I feel like in these videos, I talk about what I've done, or what I'm going to do, or just random thoughts. And do you want to go out? Of course you do, don't you? Of course you do. Yes, I do. staying by the door because I feel like she's going to come back in. She's looking at me. See, she was, and if I don't stand here, she would come back in, but because I'm stood here, she's now stepped outside, but she's still quite close to the door, so I don't know if I should move back over there or stay here. She's got a habit of waiting for me to walk away, and then she's like, yeah, I'm coming back in. So she just turned around and looked at me. She's a little madam, that dog, honest to God. She has me up and down to the door like 20 times in a row, and I'm like, oh God, I've had enough of this. I actually do get to the point where I'm like, I'm not going to keep doing this. And my knees are sore. I feel like I'm falling apart. So, I think I said in a video yesterday how, if it weren't yesterday, it was the day before, I found that greasy part at the back of the cooker where all the herbs and spices are. It's mainly spices. There is some herbs, but it's mainly spices. And yesterday, I had some food. I feel like I was cooking whilst I was filming yesterday, so I'll just presume I was. And afterwards, if I sit in here, like even for 5 minutes after I've eaten, and I've got my plate or dish, whatever I've eaten out of, the dog will hound me, dog me, like I want that dish. Even if there's absolutely nothing in it, she will just go on and on at me until I walk in the kitchen and put it in the sink. So I went into the kitchen to put it in the sink, and the slow cooker thing that I took out, which I hopefully did on video, and hopefully you know what I'm talking about if you watch the video. So I was like, oh, I'll wash that up, and then I can wash the frying pan up that I used, and wash up like the plate and whatever else. So I washed that up, and then I washed the lid to the slow cooker. In fact, I need to start putting the slow cooker stuff in the slow cooker because it takes 6 hours. So when I go in the kitchen and make my drink, I'm going to start putting the stuff in there. So, and then I was like, oh, I might as well do that. Do you know, sometimes you think I don't know when I'm going to do it, because sometimes you have to be in the mood, don't you? And then I just went and got all this stuff off the back, all the spice jars. There's quite a lot, actually. And then I sprayed elbow grease, quite a lot of it, and then all on the tiles at the back and stuff. Stuff where it normally gets greasy. I mean, I should have known it was greasy on that, just behind the hob. It's not even a big, like, amount. It's just like a small space. And then I got the scrub. Do you know what? You've got a washing up brush. I've got one with a thing that you can scrape stuff with. So I went and scraped, and this big piece, almost like 2/3 of the length of the hob, came up in one go. So it's like it had built up and like formed this layer. And then it was all like, oh God, she's back. She's walking away already. See, this is what does my head in. She wants to come in, I go to the door, and she buggers off. Alright, drama queen. Alright. Been playing out. Did you do a wee? Did you do a poo? Oh God, if you done a poo, I've got to pick it up, haven't I? And yeah, I then filled I filled the sink with water and got my minky. I've got the grey and white one in the kitchen, and then I wiped all the elbow grease off the back, and then I wiped all the tiles and like the extractor hob and stuff, and then I wiped down the hob, and then I was like, right, I need to clean the spice jars. And the water that was in the sink had a layer of fat on the top, so I emptied it, filled it with some soapy fairy liquid, and then I wiped down all the bottles and then lined them up nicely. Then it would appear I was on a little bit of a cleaning mission. I sprayed down all the cupboards with Sephora spray. I love the one that I actually got. I didn't get one until like 4 weeks ago. And I absolutely love it. I don't use it every time because I still have a couple of other sprays left. But I absolutely love it. I love how it works, and I love the scent that I chose. I wiped down all the cupboard fronts, the front of the cooker, part of the draining board, because I didn't want to remove the things that I drain my like plates and stuff in, because I'd have to put it all away. I wiped down the front of the fridge and the freezer, the side of the fridge and the freezer, the kitchen door, both sides. So yeah, it would appear that I was on like a mini cleaning mission, but it's one of those things, you have to be in the mood, and it would appear I just went in the kitchen, I was in the mood to do it all. So I'm glad that I did do it all, because it does look better, and like the spice jars are all lined up and it just looks totally different. It looks good actually. And the spice jars go to like right across the back, so there's no room, like up to the toaster on one side and up to something else on the other side. I wiped the toaster down because that's quite close to the cooker. I managed to push it away a bit more. My dad accidentally set that on fire. You know, it's got like a rubber thing around the bottom, and he used to have one of those pans. Has he still got it? I think it's still in there. It's one of those pans that's split into different sections. And he kept using it on the back one instead of putting it on the front one, which if I was using it, that's where I'd put it. And he set fire to the toaster. There's like a rubber thing at the bottom all the way around, part of the decor. And I went in the kitchen one day, used that pan, and convinced myself that I'd done it, even though I knew I hadn't, because obviously I'd smell like a rubber burning smell. And I was like, oh, I think I've burnt that. And he was like going on about, oh yeah, you shouldn't have had it so close. And then I'm thinking, I didn't even have it that close. In fact, it wasn't on that side anyway. So then I worked out he'd done it, and he knew he'd done it, but he actually let me take responsibility for it. I mean, the toaster still works, and you can't see it unless you get right up to the toaster, which where it's positioned, you can't really get that close anyway. So I do want to sort the kitchen out a bit, because to the surface to the left of the cooker, it's just rammed full. There's like vitamins on there, which obviously I don't really have anywhere else for them to go. There's more herbs and spices. There's a big massive, well, it's not massive jar, but it's like that big and that tall, of crushed chilies, because I got it on Amazon and thought it was half the size. And there's some other spices, and then there's medication. There's my NutriBullet, is that what they're called? Because I've got a big one. I've got like the jug one, not the one that you turn upside down, because I almost got that one and then I ended up buying the jug one. There's a panini maker on there, which is going to go back in the garage. We got it out in the summer, May, June time, because I fancied a panini. And I had a few, and my dad was having a few a week. I had maybe one a week, but we've not used it in a couple of months, so it's going to go back in. I think you have to like be in the mood, don't you, to have certain things. And I do like a panini, but I've not used it as much as I could do. And I've really not got anywhere to store it in the kitchen. Like, there's not a mass amount of storage in the kitchen. I feel like if I had another top and bottom cupboard, I would be happy, because the bottom cupboard I could have like panini maker in, whisk if I ever do any whisking. I've got an active fry. I don't have an air fryer, I have an active fry. That's in the garage, but that is really big and spacey. Because I was like, I might get it out, but I'd have to make quite a big amount of space in the kitchen, and I don't think I'm going to be able to. So, yeah, I don't think it's going to come out. I will be getting an active fry at some point, and I know which one I want to get. But as I keep saying in videos, I am saving for something super, super important. I'm running out of time to save for it. But even if I manage to save for that, the next thing I'm going to be paying for is my bloody car insurance. Whether or not I'm going to be able to pay it in one go this year, I don't know at this point, because obviously I've left it very late to save for something a lot more expensive than car insurance. But I don't really want my car insurance to go on monthly. But we'll have to see what I can do or what I can't do. I can't make miracles happen. So who knows when I'm going to get the active fryer. But air fryer, not active fryer. Because I did think, should I just get like a basic 50 quidder? But I was like, no, I want this other one where I can bake chickens and stuff. I mean, not that I really ever have a baked chicken, but, you know, I want the bigger one so I can do a lot more. And even if I did get the cheaper one until I got the bigger one, you know, I'd still get the bigger one at some point. Then I'd end up with this other one. What am I going to do with it? Might get like a tenner for it. So I just think it's pointless getting the smaller one when I know I'm going to get the bigger one, hopefully, by the end of the year. Because there's other stuff that I need that I feel like is more important. So I need to sort that side out and make some room. And I want to move the position of my blender, but it won't fit under the cupboard, I don't think. Because I've got these trays under the cupboard door, those mesh trays that if you've watched me long enough, you'll know what I'm talking about. And one of them I need to sort out because it's just got, you know, when I get letters, I shove it in there. Well, not all of them. And there's probably some that I can throw out because I don't need anymore. And make some more room to put some more letters in. But at the back of that side, there's 2 plastic bowls, probably cheap mixing bowls. And I've just put random stuff in. Do you know when you're just tidying up and you just put random bits in? There's probably things that I could throw out, and I could probably throw out enough to remove one of the bowls or stack the other one on top of it to make some more room. I also want to, in the kitchen, clean out the laundry basket that's on top of the dryer. I did it last year, I think. It was either earlier this year or towards the end of last year. And threw out loads of things that I don't wear or that was worn out or I just didn't need. Now the basket is quite full. Not as full as it was last time. And I feel like there's stuff in there that I probably were, but I've forgotten I've got. And the reason it's shoved in there is because sometimes I'll dry something in the dryer. And I don't dry a lot of my stuff in the dryer. But sometimes my dad will go along, take it out, shove it in that basket to put his stuff in the dryer. Then I won't realise it's in the basket unless it's something important. What are you doing? Can you stop putting your bum right up against my face, please? Thank you. Oh, just making another mess for me, are you? Thank you. I love cleaning your mess up. So I want to sort that out, and if there's anything that I want, I might just whack it back in the washer because it might have been over there ages. And then there's this thing in the kitchen that I may never have shown. It's like higher than a coffee table, like another third higher. It's got 2 shelves in the top, so technically 3. It's metal, like it's like wire metal kind of thing. And I store things on it because I needed something to store stuff on. It perfectly fit there. And there's stuff on it that I feel like I could throw out to fit more stuff on it. So I basically want to spend some time doing stuff in the kitchen, but I'm restricted when I can. Like I probably couldn't do any today at weekend because I never know who's going to be around or what they're going to be doing. Oh God, what are you doing? Eh? What are you doing? According to my... Oh yeah, I'll finish my sentence. So I do have some stuff in the kitchen I want to do. I feel like the thing that's going to take me the most is like sorting that side out. But I feel like I can get it tidier, and also the panini maker's going to make some space because it's definitely going to go back in the garage. I think that's going to be the most time consuming thing. And the thing that I don't want to do is the washing basket because I dread to think what's in it. So if I knew I was going to be left alone, I would do that today. And then it's done. I need to wash my bedding today because I washed... I did a... Oh God, I can't even speak. I did a wash load yesterday. And it was quite late when I put it on. It was well after I filmed the afternoon. Might have been 5, 6 o'clock. And it had my towels in. I actually don't have enough towels and I keep meaning to buy more because when I got the dog, I realised that she would need a lot of towels because she's a mucky bugger. There's permanently one on the sofa where she sits because sometimes she'll run in front garden with wet, muddy paws. And I'd rather leap onto that, alright? And get some of the mud off. What's up? Hey? You look sad? And there's one on the back seat of my car which I want to wash. And there's one in my boot which I think I took out. And I think it's just when I took the other one out. unless it's been in my boot ages, I might just give that a wash anyway. And then there's the one she's sat on now that needs a wash. There's the one next to the sofa that I use to dry her on if she comes in damp, which she did a couple of times yesterday because she kept going out back and it kept raining. And there's the one that used to be on the sofa that needs washing as well. I then want to wash the blanket that's in her downstairs BED, and I want to wash the blanket upstairs that she sleeps on as well. So I want to put that wash load on, but the first wash load will be my bedding. And I want to go in the cupboard because I found like a grey sheet the other day that I forgot I had. I used to have it on all the time, and because I've got a grey duvet cover, etc., I want to wash that. But I also want to see if there's another duvet cover in there. I won't wash it because if I wash it and say I need to like change my duvet cover or whatever, I'll rewash what's on because I like it to smell super fresh, you know, like clean. So I will be doing some washing today. But I think I said in the video yesterday, I really need to sort that conservatory out, but I'm just struggling with the motivation. And obviously at weekend I do struggle to get things done because of what goes on. But it's like every time I look at it, I'm like overwhelmed because I can see there's a lot to do, but also not only is there a lot to do, there's a lot of moving around to do. I need to go in, move something around to get to somewhere to sort that out, to then move something else to get to something else. And it's just like a massive game of bloody Tetris. And there's a box that I started to go through to clear out a couple of weeks ago. And I got halfway through and I filled a bin bag and I was like, I don't know if I want to go all the way to the bottom. What if I find a dead spider? Because I did find some spiders. But I feel like the answer to a lot of my questions or problems is to sort that conservatory out and give it a clear out, give it a tidy up and make it look better and make more room. I mean, I've already made a lot more room than there was anyway. And then I can move some stuff out of here and then I can finish my painting. And then I can, like, buy what I need for this room. Like, I need some light shades because obviously they won't match. And I'll give the ones that the ones that I've got I'm going to put in the garage. Although the ones that I'm going to have up, if I move out ever, I mean, we've got no plans of moving out. But if I ever did move out, I would keep them up because they would match the decor. Whereas if I put these back up, they won't match what I'm going to do. Because, yeah, it's going to be all white. But I'm going to have blue doors. I did think about doing blue skirting boards, but I feel like the blue won't look good against the colour of the floor. And also, I feel like it suddenly stops the flow of the walls, you know, like it's white and then all of a sudden it's dark blue or navy at the bottom. I feel like it might make the room look shorter. You know, like if you have a border or something, it actually makes the room shorter, look smaller. Because I had a border in my room when I moved in and I had it up for ages. And when I took it down, my room, that dog is so noisy, my room looked a lot bigger just from taking a border off. So I keep thinking if I paint the skirting board, because it's going to be painted anyway, because it's like an off-white colour, almost cream. I'm not going to call it magnolia because I don't think it's quite magnolia and it's not quite cream, it's in between. So obviously I do need to paint it. And I did think, should I do it navy, because I'm going to do navy doors. But then I'm like, will it like stop the flow of the room and make it look shorter? So I've not 100% decided on if I'm going to do them white or blue, but I have been leaning more towards white with blue doors. And then I'm thinking, do I go round the door frame in blue or white? And if I do it blue around the door frame, would it look silly if the skirting board's not blue? So that's something I'm going to have to decide on at some point. And I need one curtain because, oh, that dog's noisy. I hope you can still hear me, but she's doing my head in with that noise. But on the door that leads to the conservatory, I did have full length curtains up. And when I took them down to paint, it actually, believe it or not, because even though the curtains were like open 95% of the time, and it was very rare that I should close them. The amount of light that's come in since, and the very light curtains, well, you would have seen them, like, it blocked out a lot of light, surprisingly, even though they were shut or open a lot of the time. So I don't think I want to put curtains back up there. I think I'm going to get one of those, what are those blinds called, that not the ones that are like slatted downwards, but the ones that the other way in the fabric. I'm thinking of getting one of those that I can push across to open. I think that's what I'm potentially going to put up there, but I'm not in a hurry to put anything up there, because it's not bothered me that there's nothing up there. Do you know what I mean? But there's another window with a curtain up, but I'm not going to put a curtain up. I'm actually going to put a navy blind up, you know, the fabric ones that you pull down. I think that's what I'm going to go for in that window, or a white one. I've not decided what I think is going to look better, because obviously that is so bloody loud. Obviously is it as loud for you as it is for me? I mean, she's across the other side of the room and it's still loud. Oh, thankfully she's finished. Yeah, all the wall will be white. Will it be odd if I put a blue blind in there, or would it look better if it's white? But I think it all depends on what I put up at the other window, because obviously if I put one of those, are they called no, they're not Venetian blinds, they're those tall ones that are fabric. I can't. Do you want to go out? Do you want to go out? I hope you're not going to make me walk across there for no reason, because you keep doing that, don't you? Me? I wish this door was automatic. I knew you were going to do that. I knew it. If I sit down, are you going to go back to that door? Because you do that to me as well, don't you? Yes, you do. Oh, I ache all over. Not in an unwell way, I just ache. Because those blinds that I'm talking about, I've never seen them in like a colour other than like an off-white. But they must come in other colours. But if I get them in off-white, oh, I don't know. It's too much to think about. And then I need a new sofa, but again, she's just gone and sat by the door, and I don't know if she wants to go out or not. And I don't want to walk across there and her mess me around again like she's just done. She does this all the time. Do you want to go out? Do you want to go out? Do you want to go out? Oh, you're taking the piss out of me again, eh? Do you want to go out? I was just about to shut the door and she's like, no, I'm going out. I wonder if all huskies are like this, or is it just mine? Because a lot of the things she does seems to be a typical husky thing, so I'm guessing all huskies are like this. So, yeah, I need a new sofa. I mean, sometimes I go upstairs early because it's not super uncomfortable, but it is uncomfortable. Sometimes I go up early because I'd rather sit in my bed and watch something than sit on the sofa. But again, because of what I'm saving for, you know, I could buy a sofa, I could buy, I want a new coffee table. I don't need one. I've got a TV that I got for Christmas, not last one, the year before, still in the box. I don't know if I want it on the wall or if I want to put it on something, but I had an idea about something I can put it on, but I'd have to buy that. But then again, I'd have to buy the bracket for it to go on the wall. I think that's going to happen like in the next month or so, because I want to start using my new TV. And I want to vac my bedroom. So Yeah. If I'm able to today, I will do some in the conservatory. Oh God, she's back. If it was warm outside, I could just have that door open, but it's cold. I've actually put the heating on. I mean, if I weren't home alone. What if I was home alone, I could, because my dad would still be in bed. Yesterday morning, I put it on for an hour and then I turned it off, and he didn't know because he was in bed. I think the radiators were still lukewarm when he got up, but I don't think he realised. Oh God, she's looking at me. You should see the look she's giving me. If I go over there, she walks off. She does it to me all the time. Honestly, she's a pain. Every time I get up, I keep getting lightheaded. I don't know why. So yeah, the answer is in sorting the conservatory out, but it's so overwhelming, and then sometimes I'll be in there like an hour, 2 hours, and I feel like I've not got far, but it's because I'm constantly having to move stuff to get stuff. I've been going through this box, and Joe, the box that I'm going through, it's one of the biggest box, well, it's the biggest box that I think I've ever filled, and turns out I packed it. I've lived here 7 years. I packed it before the house that I lived at before this one, and I lived that house less than 2 years but more than 18 months, so that box had been packed for about 8.5 years. And I was like, oh, I forgot I had that. Oh God, I forgot I had that. Oh, look at that. Like, it was a little bit insane. I managed to throw a lot of it out. I didn't keep much, and there's still some in the box, but I don't think what's in there will be kept. But obviously I need to go through it to make sure there's nothing that I need. And then I can take the box out of there, but that's not even in the way, it's in the far corner. And then I need to work my way along that edge, which is if you're walking, it's the left side of the room against the window. I need to go along there. But there are spiders in there. I've gone in there a few times with the vac bits, and the spiders running around. Not massive ones, but not the tiny ones. I vacked a few up from a distance, which is a miracle because I am scared of them. And there was a massive spider in there as well, which is probably still in there. So I'm scared I'm going to move something and this giant spider's going to like just appear from somewhere. And obviously I don't want it to. I'll probably run out there screaming. I don't know what she's chewing on, but she's found something to chew on. So if I get some done today, happy days. You know what? I always say this to myself, even if you only get 10 minutes done, that's 10 minutes closer to the end, and it's 10 minutes. And sometimes if I think just go and do 10 minutes, sometimes I'll be doing something for half an hour to an hour. So I potentially may get more done, but even if I only got like 10 minutes done, that's 10 minutes that I wouldn't have done if I hadn't like gone, do you know what, just do 10 minutes and see how you get on. So if I don't get any done today, because obviously we all know what it depends on, I'll try and get some done tomorrow. Now, oh God, this week is just got a few things on. Oh God, I do have a few things on this week actually. One of them is quite time consuming. I literally don't know what she's chewing on. Can you hear her? She's across the room. Anyway, I'm going to end this video here, but I am going to go and put the chili ingredients in the slow cooker. So I think I'll film another video. I'm going to make my coffee, tea. I think I'm having tea. For some reason, I'm just like not feeling coffee, even though I did have a skinny latte or whatever it was yesterday. That was super tasty. And do you know what I fancy and I'm not going to do because it's just spending money that I shouldn't be spending? I do fancy a pumpkin spice latte or a caramel macchiato with almond milk. That's my go-to drink if I do have a Starbucks and it's not something seasonal. That is what I get, which most of you know anyway. And I've not had one in ages. But I do fancy a pumpkin spice latte, but it's just like, it's like a £5, innit? Like $4.50 or something. I might treat myself to one next weekend because there's a few things this week that if I get through, I might need it as a like well done treat. There might be an interesting video that I'm going to film this week. I want to try and get some stuff off my phone, like 20-30 hours of stuff, because I want to film a vlog type video on one of the days this week, you know, where I can edit it. That's the plan. I will film it as that, but I'll also do a one take video, you know, where I chat as well, just in case I can't edit it, so then at least I will have some footage to use for that day. But I just feel like an edited one will be better because I can cut the crap out and I can probably put more stuff in because I can cut the crap out. Does that make sense? So I'm going to end this video here. Well done if you got all the way through. If you have any suggestions about, like, when I was talking about decorating and if should I break up the white with the blue or should I just have it white just to keep it all streamlined, let me know what you think. Also let me know if you think if I do have white skirting boards, should I do the door frame in navy or white and just have the door blue? But I think the door frame needs to be blue. I think that's going to look better. And also, what colour blind do you think I should ever put the window? If I just have like a pull across long blind thing, you know what, I can't remember what they're called. Because obviously that, I don't know if they come in white. If they came in white, I'd have white. So obviously if I got that in white, I'd obviously have to have the white blind. I think I'm going to go for white blind anyway. But I think I'm going to have navy blue, velvet, what are they called? Light shades. Because then they'll tie in with the doors. Because I don't want everything to be white and just have blue doors. So I do want a couple of blue accents. I've got a couple of things that are I'd handmade by Ulterior Puddles that are white and blue. So there will be bits of blue. I just don't want like a gigantic amount of blue stuff, if that makes sense. I want it to be predominantly white because it's a very light colour. And it's very bright as well. It makes the room look brighter. And I really like it. So I don't want to add loads of blue to the room. But I did actually want a navy room. And I was like, no, it's going to be too dark. I'll probably get sick of it pretty quickly. So I didn't do it. But if you've got any advice on what you think I should do with the woodwork along the bottom. Because I think adding blue at the bottom would just break it up. And I don't think in a good way. But I think if I had it white all the way down, the room would still look big as it does. And then just add blue on the doors and the door frames. But any opinions, please let me know. If you're new to my channel or you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And also don't forget to hit the bell notification button. That way, when I do upload, you'll get a notification to let you know that I've uploaded. The next video you'll probably see is me now filling the slow cooker whilst there's hopefully no one around. And so I can get that on. If I get it on, I'm going to put it on straight away whilst I'm filling it anyway. But it's 20 to 10 and it says 6 hours on high, 8 hours on low. But as you know, I like to have my main meal of the day between 2 and 4:30 if possible. I mean, sometimes it's not possible. So if I get it on now, I can have it about 4 if I want to. I mean, I might not even be hungry. So if you want to listen to me carry on rambling whilst I do that and whilst I make my cup of tea, then come back for the next one. Have a great day and thank you so much for watching.